Ladies and gentlemen, if it weren't for the next two superstars in our showcase, none of this would be possible. Because without Afa and Sika, without the Wild Samoans, there truly is no dynasty. While it was their father who made the blood oath with High Chief Peter Maivia, it was Afa and Sika who built the family up, training generations of relatives, all with the single goal of becoming the best professional wrestler on the face of the planet. And while the two would together be WWE Hall of Famers, based solely on their work as trainers and cultivators of the next generation, their in-ring successes only add to their immortality. Afa and Sika formed WWE's most dominant tag team of the early 1980s, fighting their way to the WWE Tag Team Championship on 3 separate occasions. Opponents were often defeated before the bell even rang to start the match, falling victim to the aura and the intimidation factor of having to step into the ring with the Wild Samoans, accompanied by Captain Lou Albano. The trio formed a masterful group that was able to take all opponents off their game, be it through Albano's devious schemes or the overpowering nature of the Wild Samoans. WWE had never dealt with a team so primal, turning each match into a battle of survival. Most feared, the deadly Samoan drop, a move that has been imitated by many, but duplicated only by a chosen few.
There they are, the Wild Samoans.
These are immigrants coming from the island, trying to figure it out, trying to find a way. I couldn't imagine being these men. I couldn't imagine taking on these responsibilities of setting the tone in a whole new country. And then trying to break into entertainment on top of that. But they made it work. And that's what we are. We're workers. We make it work.
These tribal elders set the standard for all of their descendants to not only follow, but they also taught their descendants how to surpass it. So beloved were the two that perhaps no moment holds more significance to your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, than when he was presented the Ula Fala by his father Sika and Uncle Afa after the 2020 Hell in a Cell event. You see, it was their acknowledgement that gave Roman Reigns the unshakable confidence to continue his journey to becoming the greatest of all time.
The utmost respect, love, and gratitude for those men. Because if my father and uncle don't do what they do, we're not here.
We now humbly present to you the honor of walking in the famed footsteps of the Wild Samoans, finding a tag team in WWE's long and storied history that we felt would test the Wild Samoans was not an easy task. But then, a thought came to your wise man. Why not give the audience exactly what they want? Why not put the Wild Samoans against one of the greatest tag teams of all time? Why not present Afa Sika, the Wild Samoans, versus Bubba Ray and D-Von, the Dudley Boyz. And if we're going to go that far, let's do it in a tables match. Showcase that savage brutality that made both teams the eternal legends we know them to be. No pinfalls, no submissions, no rules. Just be the team that avoids being put through the table, and you will emerge victorious. And with these 4 men, you better believe that things are going to get extreme.
And here they come. Bubba Ray and D-Von are ready for a fight.
That's just what they'll get from Afa Sika, and then some.
The following contest is a tag team tables match. And a combined weight of 603 pounds. Bubba Ray and D-Von, the Dudley Boyz.
It takes a strong brotherly bond to agree to go into battle against the Wild Samoans, but that's exactly what Bubba Ray and D-Von have.
I have a strong feeling this match isn't going to be for the faint of heart.
Well, look, the Dudley Boyz may not be all there in the head, but they're easily the most highly decorated tag team in pro wrestling history. They've beaten the best, they've beaten the toughest, and they're ready to come in and beat the wildest tonight.
Both the Dudley Boyz and the Wild Samoans are coming into this tables match with something to prove. Who's the best tag team of all time? Who's the more cohesive, brotherly unit?
Who's more savage? Who's more extreme? Gentlemen, we are moments away from finding out the answers to these questions once and for all.
Guys, this is going to be a great one. You can feel the electricity already.
I feel the excitement and some fear, too.
Accompanied by Captain Lou Albano. And a combined weight of 645 pounds. Afa Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And this tables match might be a dream match for many, but for both the Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boyz, this is about to be one team's greatest nightmare.
Afa Sika clearly not looking to back down here.
The Dudleys can certainly handle their own, but they've never faced anyone or anything like the Wild Samoans.
Those mean looks on both Afa and Sika's faces, I'll tell you, they're out for blood. And the Dudleys are about to walk right into the lion's den.
Two-on-two tables match here with the masters of the match, the Dudley Boyz taking on the Wild Samoans.
There's always those thoughts in the back of your mind. My brother can beat up your brother. My brother can put your brother through a table faster. Finally, we get to see those thoughts become a reality.
Saxton, I never want to hear about the inner workings of your mind ever again.
I second that, but the Dudley Boyz and the Wild Samoans are two teams who also clearly have a few screws loose. This should be intense. And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding. Watch out!
Afa is fired up and ready to go. From all the way up, wasted no time, flying out to the floor.
Thrown out of ringside and back to the mat.
Hung across the top rope.
No count out as he takes things out of the ring.
Down to opponent and a double axe handle smash.
Heading to ringside now. Words off that offense from Bubba.
Just caught flush. And Afa is clearly looking for a fight here.
Now these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have a chance in this one?
This is the Dudley's wheelhouse, Cole. No team knows more about excelling in a tables match than D-Von and Bubba Ray. The Wild Samoans have a lot of unbridled aggression working in their favor, but ultimately, they're up against the Masters.
Headed back into the ring. Afa and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common of most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train, it's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat.
Clearly hoping something nefarious is beneath the ring.
I guess he thinks the one thing missing in this match is a steel chair. Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Any one of these attacks could cause irreparable damage, but I don't think you can come back from this many.
One wicked attack after another.
Pretty savage and gross way to go after someone.
Bubba wasn't prepared for that.
Sika making an example of his opponent. Does the official not see him removing the turnbuckle pad?
Keep your voice down.
At this stage, he's endured plenty of big attacks.
The purpose of this match is to soften up your opponent before you...
Kendo stick right to the head.
This has to be stopped. The cumulative damage here is going to have long-term effects. A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans, like they're part of a pack of untamed beasts. I really wonder what it will take for the Dudley Boyz to have control of them.
Maybe they'll take a sledgehammer? A truck? They're not human, Byron. You can knock them down, but they'll keep coming back. Turning the tables. Carried in a jeopardizing position here. He's looking defenseless at this stage.
It's time to catch that second, maybe even third wind.
Don't do this. Don't do it!
And Afa unable to gain focus there. Oh, no, he can be caught here. Bad spot for him. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boyz. With a famous
escape and a takedown.
Tripling attack on the knee.
Slam with authority.
Tremendous pressure being applied in this head crank.
What's he open to find down there?
The universal signal for extreme. The kendo stick has entered the fray.
Escapes out of that attack.
Headlock cinched it, just tossed without regard. Nothing fancy here. Backbreaker and backbreaker.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Bubba cutter.
The Wild Samoans just took a bumpy trip to Dudleyville. Oh, man. From the top. What? That was a good shot, and it looks like D-Von might be bleeding. And D-Von escapes danger.
Oh, my goodness.
And his head was once again the target. Time for him to defend against that.
Kick right in the face.
Oh, boy, come on. Into the Samoan drop. Incredible.
Afa and Sika. Might have just shown us the prelude to the Dudley. Uh-oh, this is not going to look pretty.
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here. Afa just goading his opponent.
The Dudley Boyz came in tonight knowing they had to turn up the dial, had to match Afa and Sika's level of aggression. Bubba Ray and D-Von know they have to be extreme as they can be.
Yeah, but what the Dudleys call extreme, the Wild Samoans just call regular old Tuesday. Afa and Sika are just a different breed of wrestler.
Look, I don't care who you are. You could be King Kong or Kaiju. It's going to be curtains for you if you're on the receiving side of a Wild Samoan headbutt from the top rope. And we're witnessing two titans of the tag team game absolutely destroying each other here.
The Wild Samoans and the Dudley Boyz battling for supremacy, battling to get the other team through some tables.
Afa had that well scouted.
I still can't get...
I don't think this table's gonna last much longer.
Afa Sika just beat the Dudley Boyz at their own game.
Here are your winners, Afa and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And it's the Wild Samoans standing tall, having beat the Dudley Boyz at their own game.
D-Von and Bubba pushed Afa and Sika to their limits, but in the end, there was only one way this match could end.